Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Ptony, your friendly Catholic vlogger. Where there's anger, there's hurt. I kind of expect someone else has said that before. Certainly I've heard people say similar things, but for this context, that's just a phrase that came into my head once upon a time while I was praying. Here's the thing. I get the impression that we live in a world where it's very easy to see anger. We live in a world with a lot of polarized conversations. We live in a world where hate speech is a thing. We live in a world where there's a lot of good things that happen too. But it weighs on me when I see anger. Not that I don't get angry. I tend to get... I'm a passionate person with strong opinions. I'm not always level-headed. But it's important to remember that anger comes from places. There's a priest that had a huge impact on my life. He heard my first confession, gave me my first communion. And I remember a reflection that he would sometimes offer about anger. It's easy to point at anger and call it a very bad thing. Don't be angry. Don't do it. But it's a very natural feeling. And there's a good reason for it. We feel angry when we notice that there's something that we care about that's under attack. That could be a person that I care about that's being attacked. That could be myself that I care about and I'm being attacked. It could be an opinion that I hold dear or a value that I hold dear. But ultimately, whenever I get angry, if I reflect on it, then I can always find something that I care about that I feel is under attack. And so I get angry as a sort of self-defense. So when I see other people that are angry, my reaction is to, get angry too. But sometimes I need to take a step back and think, wait, where are they coming from? What do they feel like is being attacked? It's tricky to do. I hardly ever do it, but I recommend it. But also for me, as I get older, I think I don't come across as angry as often as I used to. And that's for two reasons. One is because I've learned how to let go of things sometimes when I'm angry, and that's healthy. Also, sometimes I've learned to suppress feelings when I feel angry, and that's not quite as healthy. Also, theoretically, sometimes it's okay to be angry, but I don't really want to go down that path of thought, so let's not worry about it. But here's the thing. I asked myself, when do I get angry? And by extension, what sorts of hurts do I have in my own life? Which is, of course, a dangerous question. But, that's why I talked to Jesus about it. He's a safe person to talk to. So I started praying about that. And, this prayer didn't go at all how I expected it to go. I was expecting to think about different things that have hurt me in the past and how they might affect me and kind of like psychoanalyze myself into a point where I could figure out how I could improve myself and let go of things and heal and stuff. But, the problem is, I tend to psychoanalyze myself too much. And honestly, I'm always going to have different hurts. I'm always going to have things that I need to heal from. I always have room to grow as a person. Go figure. That's life on earth. And a couple passages that came to mind are when Christ tells us, "Come to me, all you who are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. For my yoke is easy and my burden light." And also the passage where Jesus says, "Whoever wants to follow me must pick up his cross and follow me." I've been very deliberately Catholic ever since, I would say, 2004. That was a turning point in my life where it was no longer something that my parents were telling me to do, but it was something that I wanted to do. That's 13 years ago. And for these past 13 years, I have worked so hard on growing in virtue, on becoming a better person, on trying really hard to pray well, all these different things. And there's a place for that, like God uses our willpower and God appreciates our generosity. But the idea of letting Jesus take the wheel, corny as that sounds, is very attractive. God knows what my hurts are better than I do. And he wants to guide me through all of the complications that arise from that. So I can rest as I pick up Jesus' yoke, because I'm just following. I don't need to figure out the next step all the time. I don't need to figure out this way to self-perfection, because I don't think it exists. I need Jesus' guidance. And that's much easier, I think. Or picking up my cross and following him. It's easy to talk about making extra sacrifices and there's different extra sacrifices we can do, especially in Lent, and there's a place for that. But it also just is true that there is suffering in my life already. There is a cross in my life already, and I can choose to avoid that and pretend that it doesn't exist and try to escape it, or I can pick it up and follow Jesus. I can trust that Jesus knows what to do with the cross that's in my life. And that, I think, is how Christ is inviting me to grow closer to him. Let go of all of this need I have to control my own life of virtue and just focus on trying to collaborate with him, because he's already trying to work in my life. I can spend time with him in prayer. I can try to notice him throughout the day. And I can just be closer to him and trust that he knows where he's leading me. And that is very far from where I started this video. I went down a tangent. But I hope you enjoyed it. That's all I got. I'll see you next week. God bless and ciao. So this is exciting. Our community here it's 300 subscribers now, which makes me so terrifically excited. To celebrate this milestone, we're going to have a live stream, and I hope that you can make it. It's going to be on Saturday, the 23rd of September, which is a week and 2 days from when this video goes live. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That'll be 8 p.m. Eastern time. Most of my viewers are in America. I do have a few viewers that are international. Thank you so much. Let me know who you are, because those viewers make me feel extra special. But I hope you can make it. I chose that time because I'm hoping that it'll be fairly easy to fit into most people's schedules. But I know that people's lives are busy. This is a big live stream. I'm going to announce some changes that I want to make to my channel to make it more what I think it ought to be. So come to the live stream and give me some feedback. That's the plan. You know, technically, as I record this, I only have 299 subscribers, but it's Sunday, so I'm hoping that over the course of the next 5 days, I'll get 1 subscriber. I also potentially could lose subscribers. You know, I mean, that's a possibility. But hopefully we'll continue to grow. But we'll see. And I'll see you on Saturday, the 23rd, also next week. I'll just be a part of your life. It'll be a great time. Okay,